Sometimes art is prophetic, and sometimes I don't know how to offset it. The words too authentic to constantly do what I do and augment it. Y'all talk a big game, can't tell if y'all meant it. If seconds turns to minutes, the ticking will tell all. Will you hold firm or steadily fall? Will you conform with the ways of the world, or will you give the world everything that you are? Make them fuckers move around you, kinda like sound do. Break out of everything that they had you bound to. You got knocked down, ho, get ready for round two. It's round two. Get ready for round two. Come back, run rap, run laps around these cats, jump back, kiss myself, still keeping me intact. Weird and black, they for that, hold up, steer it back. Weird and black, they revere that, yup, you hear that?
Turnstile, switch it up. Young nigga raised hard, he learned not to give a fuck. Young nigga came far, still never give enough. Coming with the flavor, delicious, so she lick it up. Bust down, stick it up, I put it down, so pick it up. Scud town, saviors, done some till he shift to musk. Stench so stank that the shit compare soft to us. Crud so dank, make your face smudge dripping, cuz club go shake when the bass gets to hitting ya. They ain't really hearing us, but they gon' feel something when the way is paved clear enough. I don't fear nothing but the fate, is God real or not? Well, fuck it, got the world in my hands, and that's real enough. Fuck it, got the world in my hands, gold forms to touch. Might just spend it all one time to give it all to us. Yeah, give it all to us.
Yeah, this that hip-hop body rock, hardcore karate chop, neo-Nazi nasty, not feel it in my chest. How could you wear that name? Must be automatic shame. He's an automatic lame, heard it from the best. Fresh flow, let's go, plus I got a lot of heart. It's necessary when you dabble in this art. Grab canvas, paint picture, use them acrylics, paint a picture so vivid the people gotta feel it like the Kaaba. Lyrics bear fruit like guava, words spilling out of my brain like lava. Spills out the top of a volcano, and they know that A-Right is not the one to play. No, I'm Kano in Mortal Kombat, cause the lyrics like blades. Aim it at your juggler when I'm on stage, until you heard me spit, homie, you ain't heard rage. On another chapter, so turn a turn. Okay, got that out my system. A-Right on another planet, dog, you must have missed them. When I do it how I do, it's of my own volition. Go make my destination even in the worst condition. I cruise the Blues Brothers, cause you know we on a mission. Eternity of roses I make bumping in your system. I mean, banging it, and I'm still hanging it. And I got a gang of wisdom, I got a gang of rhythms, I got a lot of soul. I found the pot of gold, I'm wrapping that shit up, gon' sell it to the globe. I got some game to give them, they don't really want, but they really need it. And I want you to succeed, I want you to be free. I want you to remove every obstacle from being what you truly wanna be. I truly wanna see, and I can only lead by example. So here's a sample from me, so get up.
He's the one drinking beer. I'm drinking water. 2 touchdowns a game? Yes, in the game. You're tripping. How you high? No, it is Super Bowl time.
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches in the What is going on, folks? Welcome back to Call of Duty Radio. This is episode 162. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown.
And I am your other wonderful co-host, Mahlon Dennis.
And I'm your other great co-host, Nestor.
And back again, our special first half guest. We have Junebug Spade. What's going on, June?
What up, what up, what up?
Thank you for joining us for another week. Another week in the books.
Thanks for having me.
Gentlemen, if you would like to raise him on high, we'll start off the only way we know how to, which is, of course, with a shot of alcohol.
We all taking alcohol again?
Looks
Everybody?
like it.
God bless you people.
Show is in full form.
I'm not drinking that heavy tonight because I was at the hockey game last night. I had a lot to drink at the hockey game last night.
Dude, it is easy at a hockey game. Get down.
Mm-hmm.
There is way too much times in intermission between the first and the second, and second, third.
Oh God!
You can put down 2 beers before the first and second period, and between the second and third, much less beers you're drinking while you're watching the game. It's an experience, man.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're speaking from experience.
At the Cap Center, they have those big rum and cokes that are this big.
Jesus. That's a lot
rum and
going
coke,
on.
pretty much whatever you want, but they all come that big. 20 ounces. Like, damn.
Listen, to our users, our listeners, if you guys don't go to hockey games, you guys don't know the party that happens.
Sounds like it's a future AFR field trip.
With me being a Seattle fan in Tampa, I had a lot of fun a few weeks ago in Tampa when the Kraken played the Lightning and we beat the shit out of them. That section wasn't a big fan of mine. They didn't like me very much. But I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun. Good.
Well, for those who are new to the
We all
show,
got that hockey.
that is about
About
the
that hockey.
extent of hockey talk you will get from us. So enjoy it while it lasted. We are a big NBA and NFL podcast, so if you are brand new, that is what we talk about here. And
A little bit of college football.
yeah, I mean, there's some college football in there. There's some golf from time to time. Sometimes some soccer here and there, but you guys know what it usually is about. Now, without further ado, let's just hop right on into the recap because we got some stuff to talk about that happened in the NFL this last week.
There's some shit.
Starting off with just a couple days ago, Monday night game, Bills and Broncos, with the Bills falling to the Broncos 24-22 at home. This was a shocker. Let's start off with Mahlon. Do you still consider the Bills to be Super Bowl contenders?
No. I mean, they're playoff contenders right now. But and this isn't okay. So who was it that came on our show and said that Daniel Jones was going to be an MVP candidate?
I don't
What was his name,
recall. I
TJ?
don't recall that gentleman.
Was it TJ?
TD.
That's name?
TD.
TD. Okay. TD, listen up, dumbass. Bowl couldn't turn Daniel Jones into a pile of shit if he wanted to. But he turned Josh Allen into a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. Keep in mind, when Josh Allen entered the NFL, he was a less than 60% completion quarterback.
Right.
Was not good. The Bills were not good. You get Brian Daboll as your offensive coordinator. All of a sudden, Josh Allen starts performing. McDermott is one of the worst coaches in the NFL because the Bills have a great roster, offense, defense, and I don't even know who the GM is. Fire them too. How can you not get a running back? Can anybody name the starting running back for the Buffalo Bills right now? Anybody? Can you name them?
I think
Who are
it's
they?
Cook.
I don't know who they are. Want to know why we don't know who they are? Because they're fucking that's why we don't know who they are. They have no running game. Stephon Diggs is getting angry at every goddamn thing that happens. Every time he doesn't get the ball, every time Davis gets the ball, like, you know, Diggs just get pissed off. But at the end of the day, here we are with the Buffalo Bills. We started out the 2010s with the Buffalo Bills franchise being so bad that they were playing home games in Toronto. I know that they were playing home games in Toronto because my Seahawks whooped the shit at them 58-0 back in 2012. Okay, so you're a piece of shit franchise. You lost 4 straight Super Bowls. Now you got a good team. They don't know how to win, man.
Yeah.
They don't know how to win. And Josh Allen leads the league in turnovers since he's come into the league. You would think that would be Baker Mayfield.
Right.
Right? You would think that someone like Baker Mayfield is leading the league in turnovers since they joined the league, right? Like, we can all agree to, like, somebody like Baker Mayfield.
Right.
It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen, since he's joined the league, leads the league in turnovers. The only difference between this year and years past is that he doesn't have Daboll, and they're not winning the games when he turns the ball over. The years of thinking an elite quarterback is somebody like a Brett Favre is over. you can't have 30 touchdowns and 15 to 20 interceptions anymore. The league has changed. If this was Josh Allen back in the mid 90s and early 2000s, people would have been hailing him as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. But he's turning the ball over way too much. He's making too many dumbass decisions. They don't have a running game. And I swear to God, half of the AFC has an above 500 record. Do they not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a
I
lot of
mean,
very good teams.
I'm still pretty sure that the entire AFC North has a 500 record.
Yep.
Yeah.
Even the Jets with Zach Wilson is 1 or 2 games away from being a 500 fucking football team. I'm sorry, Jalen, that your Patriots are not. I apologize for
Not
that.
part of that club.
I kind of feel like the next 20 years for you is going to be rough from the last 20 years that you were able to experience. But no, the Bills, no, they're a fucking shit show. Just they are. Josh Allen, no, they're not. Playoff team, maybe. Super Bowl contender, not at all. Not at all.
June, go ahead.
So, as I'm looking at their schedule, they play the Jets next. Then they got a run where they play the Eagles, the Chiefs, and then the Cowboys. Their season is over.
Then us.
Unless a miracle happens. And then they play y'all last. They got the Patriots, I didn't want to mention the Patriots and the Chargers in between, but unless a miracle happens, they're not beating those 3 teams, which takes them to 8 losses already. And then they got to turn around and play the Dolphins at the Dolphins the last game of the season. That team is not making the playoffs. And why would you at this point? They're broken. This team is broken. Josh Allen is broken. There's no coming back from where he's at. Mentally, where he's at right now, there's no coming back from it. It's too late in the season for him to make a comeback right now. They fired their offensive coordinator. You are not going to make the playoffs if you fire the offensive coordinator, which I know a lot of people didn't like Ken Dorsey. I don't know if Ken Dorsey, I think for me, he was just a patsy. Okay? McDermott hasn't done anything, and the defense hasn't done anything to stop him. Last night, if they would have stopped the Broncos, yes, would have been great. They didn't stop him, but of course, McDermott is a defensive coach, so he's not going to fire himself.
Right.
So what does he do? He blames it on the offensive coordinator.
100%.
Yeah, this team is broken. They're not going anywhere. This is it for them.
Ken Dorsey, the best years of his life was being the Miami Hurricanes quarterback back in 2001 to 2003. Like he has no business being an offensive coordinator in the NFL. 100%. But yeah, no, McDermott, nah, man, fire, fuck you, die, bitch. Like you're terrible. You're not a good head coach, man. You got Josh Allen that should be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
He's not.
You've seen it with Daboll being the offensive coordinator. He should be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL.
He may get Daboll back next year because he's probably getting fired too.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Nestor.
They're kind of doing some things. Whenever you're having to start a quarterback last name DeVito with the Giants, ain't nobody safe. Nobody is safe.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Yeah, Josh Allen and the Bills are just not the team that they get to the Super Bowl and they win it. And I feel like it took people a while to realize that. Nick Wright said that Buffalo fans were expecting this to be Brady versus Manning. It's like Mahomes versus Allen. And it just turned up being like Brady versus Rivers. Which is offensive to Rivers. I feel like it's just he can't even beat Burrow, and the best outcome when he faces Cincinnati is when the game gets canceled. So I just
You are so right.
this guy went 15 for 26, 177 yards. Funny thing is, James Cook after that fumble, he didn't do pretty bad. He had 109 yards. Little bright spots, Dalton Kincaid. I'm still harping on that kid because as a tight end, he's doing pretty good, and I have him in my team in fantasy, and he's saving my ass plenty of times. I'm he's not clutch, and it's not bad to not be clutch if you have a very complete team, but he doesn't have that either.
Cody,
He's
it's
uh
so bad.
it's terrible. I want to be nice because I'm not a Josh Allen hater, but just not the guy. Um, he's not even. It's not that he's not Eli Manning versus Brady. He's not Peyton Manning versus Brady. He's not Eli Manning either. That season where they started, they lost 2 games and then they went to the Super Bowl. Sorry, Jalen, and they won it against Brady. He's not anywhere in that zone for me. He's not clutch, and the clock was already ticking for the Bills. This is disastrous because now looking forward, what the fuck do you do going forward?
Nestor, you made the best point, and I'm actually surprised you did, because you normally don't. I apologize. I'm actually a little bit confused on why you're wearing a hat. Do you have hair issues? I don't know. I'm wearing a hat because I'm bald, but you've never worn a hat before, so I kind of feel like having to that head of yours.
That is not
Jalen
true.
still has the one dread that falls in his eye that he said he doesn't.
I need hair.
But when you you
Yeah.
need to see a hairdresser like you need to see the dentist over there in Columbia. No, Sarasota. I apologize, Sarasota, people. The biggest thing you just said, and I'm sorry, Jalen, I don't want to say this on too long, but when you're talking about Brady Manning, right? And then who was the third best always in the AFC that never did shit? Philip Rivers. That was the best comparison that I have heard. I don't know if you stole it. I'm going to give you props that maybe you came up with it on your own. You might have stolen it. But when you think about it in the AFC right now, it's more Mahomes and Burrow.
Mhm.
And it's like Josh Allen is that Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
It can't do shit. Like that just resonated with me when you made that comparison, because Philip Rivers was supposed to be that guy at some point, and he never became that guy
Right.
because there was always somebody standing in the way. So is
Oh,
Josh
he was
Allen that
having too
guy?
many babies.
Well, yeah, he had a lot of babies and maybe too many bolo ties. But is Josh Allen the next Philip Rivers? Oh man, I love that comparison, Nestor. Dang.
I did say Nick Wright said it.
Yeah, he give you credit where it was due.
Nick Wright said it. Well, Nick
Nick-
Wright hates everybody. It's not Patrick Mahomes.
But I thought it was perfect because it's
like
Nick
I'm
Wright.
pretty sure that Nick Wright literally, like, he goes to bed at night and he trades off sitting on either Mahomes' dick or Kelsey's dick. Like either one, he just trades off. He's sitting on one of them.
I'll keep
Is-
this quick because we got to move on here. But he also mentioned that Josh Allen plays every down as if he's still in that overtime from 2 years ago. Like
Oh, I heard that.
every single play, he's just trying to win it all.
Mm.
And I mean,
Damn.
it's so apparent.
No.
He
That is
misses
so
day ball.
true.
He misses day ball for real because he just now, sadly, he looks like the same version of himself when he first came into the league. Like, there's not too much of a difference. He has a big arm and he
Yeah.
makes stupid decisions. That was his
He
knock.
He looks like a quarterback out of Wyoming.
Right, exactly. like,
Yes.
he
100%.
looks the part for sure. But yeah, the Bills, they're not Super Bowl favorites. I did call this before the season started. I said their window's closed. They're going to go 9-8, and they're kind of on track to do that right now. Hell, 9-8 might be giving them too much credit. But yeah, there's too many other good teams in AFC for them to be messing around like this. And McDermott's got to go. I think he's next.
Jalen, I know we need to move on, but I have to ask this question. I apologize. We all agree that McDermott should be done, right? All of us agree on that.
Oh, yeah.
Hands up. Dumbass, right? Is there somebody they could hire as a head coach that could have the same effect that Daboll had on Josh Allen, that could turn the Bills into a contender again?
Yeah,
or are they just like, who's out there that they could have as a head coach?
Well,
turn the Bills
he's already
into a
taken.
Super Bowl contender again.
He's already taken, but Sean Payton could do it.
No, yeah, but we got to talk about available people. Is there anybody out there? Yeah, is there anybody out there that the Bills could hire?
Give Eric Bieniemy a call.
Who?
Eric Bieniemy, have him leave Washington, come on over to Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, Bieniemy might end up being
right.
The
he
next
might be head coach though.
Watching the Commanders.
If that move does not happen, they better be on the phone with him immediately.
Exactly.
I would love to see Bieniemy with Josh Allen.
Yeah, I'm sure he would love that opportunity. But
I don't think there's anybody else out there besides Bieniemy, right? So if you don't get somebody like that Buffalo team's kind of screwed, and Nestor's laughing because he's losing his hair, so he's wearing a hat. But he loves the fact that his Miami Dolphins are like, we might have to worry about the Buffalo Bills. We
might be cruising.
Last thing I want to mention on this, I know as I prolong this even more. If you change Josh Allen's name to Dak Prescott, he would be getting raked through the coals this entire year. Because
that's true.
Previous years,
I appreciate that.
Dak Prescott.
Thank you, Jalen.
Stop it. No.
Thank you, Jalen.
No. Stop it. Because
I'm
Josh
just being
Allen
real.
is getting raked through the goddamn coals just like Dak Prescott does.
Well, just these
Everybody
past
is
couple of
dragging
weeks.
Josh Allen right now.
No.
Dak is like week one. If he throws more than one turnover the whole year, it's just slander.
Okay.
Josh Allen slander hasn't really started until these past couple weeks.
No, they've been slandering him since the year started. Let's calm down. People have been critical of Josh Allen since the year happened. Now, again, June, I talked about it last week. The Cowboys should not be America's team anymore, but you want to try to tell me that they should be America's team. So what comes with that badge? That means you get the criticism, sir. So Dak Prescott should get all that heat, all that smoke. And he should not get any praise for beating the shit out of the Giants for a second straight time. Everybody praising the Cowboys for what they did against the Giants last week. Stop it. It's the fucking Giants. Danny DeVito was quarterbacking the Giants last week when they won like 49-17.
We are talking about the Cowboys a bit later. I know I just brought them up
sure
initially.
We will, but you put me on that. You got me on that. Stop it. I'm going there.
Let's move on as the Celtics take down the 76ers. Oh, and by the way, Draymond Green is going to be suspended for 5 games after his little flying
just
choke.
5?
I mean, is that the going rate for trying to choke the shit out of somebody? I mean, Gobert is a bitch. Okay, can we at least establish the fact that Gobert is a bitch? He's the biggest bitch in the NBA. When I say biggest bitch, he's the biggest big man.
He wasn't even doing
it. But he didn't deserve that.
He wasn't even doing it.
He is the softest big man. And he always whines and complains.
He was doing
Anytime
nothing wrong.
somebody hurts his feelings,
Yes,
sir,
but in this
nobody can help
instance,
the fact that you play in Minnesota. Like, calm down.
this
Like,
instance,
you're
he was literally just standing
like,
Yeah.
like he's half white, half black, and at this point, the white community, we're saying no. You guys, is a delegate of the white community, the black community, can have Gobert because he's a bitch and we don't want him.
Oh God.
So
well, he's
I'm
French,
making the
so
executive decision.
Yeah.
French.
Nestor's scared right now. This is going to be a fun show, people. I've had a wild night. Let's go.
Let's pick up the pace here. All right, so Houston and Cincinnati, 30-27, as the Texans, man, what a game they played to make this one happen. June, let's start with you. Should Houston fans still not be optimistic about making the playoffs after we just talked about this last week?
Yeah, I think don't be too optimistic this year because you're still the Houston Texans, and you still got a rookie quarterback, and you still got a rookie head coach. You still got 8 games to go in this season. You still got a couple of tough games, and we got to see him road test it some more. We got to see him go through the second half of the season for a college quarterback, a rookie quarterback, is always the toughest. That grind, the second half, because they don't go through that. They're done. They go play a bowl game. They get 6 weeks to break and go. If they don't have like an early bowl game, they get 6 weeks off and they get to go play in a bowl game. That brick wall, he's going to hit that wall. He's going to hit that rookie wall. The team's going to hit the rookie wall because they got a rookie head coach, and it's okay. You've done very well for yourself. I wouldn't be too optimistic about, oh, we're going to make it, and then you get their hopes up, and then all of a sudden the bottom falls out, and now you're mad. And then they're mad at the team. Don't do that. You got a young team. Be happy that they've done this much.
Nestor?
I think they should, not so much the playoffs, but the future. I think CJ Stroud is going to be a great quarterback for them. The dude, the way he performs, his interviews, like everything about the kid, standout guy. He had 356 yards. He's got his touchdown. His receivers, Nico Collins, who is it? Noah Brown. My God, dude. Always open.
Noah Brown.
Always open.
Jesus.
Number 85 is always open. And Devin Singletary, he did his thing. Rushed for 150 yards. So
Yes,
they
he
got
did.
a pretty good
So
young
glad
team.
Noah Brown learned how to catch now.
Yeah, 26 some points. Yeah. So yeah, great team, man. They should be really happy because the culture CJ Stroud is building there is like, it's pretty good. So yeah.
Go ahead, Mahlon.
Okay. Whew. All right. So, should they not believe that they're a playoff team? No, they should definitely believe that they are a playoff team. Okay, not just because CJ Stroud. Okay, you guys just named everybody else that's balling out right now for Houston, and the AFC North with Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. The fact that Cincinnati is still in 4th place in their own division, it's kind of fucking wild.
Yeah.
But that's not going to hold course, right? Like, Cleveland's going to fall back. No one's really a big believer in Pittsburgh. Does anybody really think Little Piggy Pickett will lead them to the promised land? Ain't nobody really think that Pittsburgh's going to do it. Now, I will say that the Steelers, did anybody else notice that the Steelers went back to the original block numbers instead of that pussified little slim numbers they used to do? Did you guys notice that? Hills? Nice numbers. That was nice jerseys. I'm just saying, I like jerseys. So the AFC North is going to come back to earth, right? Nobody is worried about anybody in the AFC East except for Miami. No one's worried about Buffalo. The Jets, fuck you, Aaron Rodgers. You're not coming back.
Oh, my God.
Okay? You're wearing specialized shoes right now just to fucking walk normal. You're because your Achilles tendon is still not sitting at 90 degrees. So it's going to happen. Jacksonville. I think Jacksonville is fool's gold. Fool's gold, people.
Yes.
2 of their wins came overseas, and we don't respect anybody overseas because we've had to go over there 2 times in 2 world wars and kick ass and save these people from the fucking Germans. So why we're even having football games in Germany is beyond fucking me. Like, fuck you, their ass fucking people. We don't like you. Like, just burn and die. Like, the Germans are just angry people. Why are we putting football games there?
You guys should have not picked Jacksonville.
So Houston is 5-4, right? Here's the crazy thing about the NFL right now. You guys know who the passing yard leader in the NFL is right now in 2023? Can anybody say it right now? 1,
Is it CJ Stroud?
2, 3. Anybody got it? CJ Stroud is number 2. Guess who's number 1? Fucking Sam Howell.
Oh, yeah.
Sosa.
That's right. That's right. He is.
Sosa.
This year for quarterbacks is so goddamn backwards that Sam Howell, CJ Stroud, like Jared Goff is number 5, and he's the most notable. Sean McVay said, fuck you, Goff. We don't even like you. Go play for Campbell because he likes kneecaps. And you can be number 5 this year right now with passing yards in the NFL. So, yes, Houston should be excited about the possibility of being in the playoff hunt because Jacksonville is not going to do it. Not going to happen. They're weak as shit. Houston is balling out.
Not going to make the playoffs?
Jacksonville is not making the playoffs. Houston is winning this division. Houston is going to win the AFC South.
You heard it here first, folks.
100%. You heard it from me first, people. You heard it from me first. Fuck Duval County.
Okay.
Call you loudhouse Duval, you dumbass fuckers. Because you think that we need to be reminded of what county you live in. Nobody gives a shit. You're the Jaguars, and the Jaguars are sitting at 6-3, but Houston's 5-4. But Houston's out playing their ass. Okay. Then you got the AFC West. You got KC at 7-2, and then you have the Las Vegas Raiders at 5-5. Does anybody think that anybody out of the AFC West is going to make the playoffs outside of the Chiefs?
No.
I mean, I know everybody is riding Russell Wilson's midget dick because he just beat somebody in prime time. That was really cute. I love it. But no, they're 4-5. They're last in the division. So yes, they should be excited that Houston can make the playoffs because Houston will make the playoffs. I'm saying it. It's going to happen. And CJ Stroud is changing the narrative on Ohio State quarterbacks because we have railed on them for years. It's being fucking garbage by the time they get to the NFL. But CJ Stroud is the real deal. 100%.
I have to agree. They are looking really good. And CJ Stroud, he's the real deal. He is absolutely the real deal. They scored big with him. I don't think anybody thought he was going to be this good. Like,
I didn't think it was going to be him.
No, not at all. Houston got to be thanking their lucky stars that they struck gold with him. And, yeah, I think Houston fans, they should be excited. I think they have legitimate reason to be excited. I don't think this is just fool's gold. June, you do have a good point that, second half of the season is going to be very interesting for a rookie quarterback. But if anybody can do it, I think it's that dude right there. So I would not be surprised
as long as he stays away from massage parlors.
Right.
He's going to be fine because Deshaun Watson was the last him in Houston,
Great segue.
and he kind of fucked it up.
Yeah, and the Jags, they're only a game ahead, and they cannot crack the Calvin Ridley code. They just can't figure out how to use that man.
No.
On the other hand,
issue with that? How can you
don't
not
understand
get
that.
Calvin Ridley involved?
Right.
I don't know.
But on the other hand, CJ Stroud, he's using all his receivers. He clearly has it very figured out, and that's very important to
Who's his
know
offensive
your
coordinator?
weapons. That's a good question. I have no clue.
I'm just saying that when you're the Jaguars and you got Sunshine and you got Calvin Ridley and they can't get on the same page, the man's not betting on sports anymore. It's
Bobby Slowick.
who?
Bobby Slowick.
That sounds
SLOWIK.
Slavic. That sounds like a Viking name. That sounds somebody that is very white. That is a very white name.
Nah.
That is somebody coming from the Europeans.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
He's young.
That
Yeah,
is
he's young.
pale. That is pale motherfucker from the Slavic land and the Vikings. That guy.
I've never heard of him.
let's-
So.
Again,
Or he was born in New Jersey.
June. To be fair, you've never heard of him because let's look at the color of your skin and where you live, and where you're from. You're not gonna hear the names of Slavic people from Iceland like this guy.
All right, let's move on to the last game on the recap.
He isn't.
Nah, yeah,
he's
an
not.
idiot.
He's not
Nope.
very well known. Huh. Interesting.
Come here.
All right, the Browns and the Ravens, 33-31 was the final score. And Nestor, we're gonna start with you. How should Browns fans feel about their team in the second half of this season? Mind you, this question was written before Deshaun Watson was ruled out for the rest of the year, so a different tone here. But regardless, go ahead, Nestor.
Trash in the room.
They should be. I mean, I don't feel like they should be happy because Deshaun Watson's out. But given the situation with Nick Chubb getting injured and Deshaun Watson faking an injury to go back to masseuse parlors,
He's not faking an injury. Good
he should
God.
feel happy that at this point they're getting what they're getting out of Kareem Hunt and Ford, and I hope they continue to utilize Amari Cooper well. But they should be happy. I'm not sure if PJ Walker is gonna take them over that
He's not
ledge.
starting. He's not starting.
He's not starting, right? Okay, perfect.
No,
Yeah.
PJ Walker is starting.
Nope. It's
Isn't
the
it
rookie.
the other guy? The
Rookie
yeah.
starting. They
Oh,
announced
God.
it
But is
today.
PJ Walker the rookie? I thought they were
Nope.
going with PJ Walker.
No, PJ Walker's not starting. It's going to be the rookie.
Who's the rookie?
Whatever his name is.
What's his name?
Robinson?
I thought they were going
I think it's Robinson, yeah. No, PJ Walker's not starting. They already said it.
Okay.
Yeah, Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thompson Robertson?
I don't know how to feel about that.
Well, if
But-
your name is Thompson Robertson, you're definitely black. That is.
But like
Be able to run.
Malin said, I do bet they feel like they wish they had Dobbs back.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yes, 100%.
the Pasternak, man.
What a dumbass trade were you doing when you already had Massage Watson not doing great? You trade Dobbs to the Cardinals? Then he goes to Minnesota and he's balling, Dobbs is. Like, Cleveland has to be looking what's going on with Dobbs right now, but like, God damn it. Not only do we still owe $160 million to Deshaun Watson to not get a happy ending from a masseuse in Cleveland, which I don't think there's anybody in Cleveland that has a massage parlor that's offering happy endings. I don't think there's that many Chinese people in Cleveland. But besides the point,
they're
probably
everywhere,
some of
sir.
them in Texas. Okay, well, June, go ahead and educate us. Goddamn, sir. I thought you were happily married, but apparently you're happily ending. But anyway,
It's kind of my job to find out. There's certain things about those
What?
things that I have to know. Unfortunately,
oh man, I'm really sorry about that. So anyways, they need to be. That's not good for them. That's terrible.
Let's once we have anything more to say about this, let's move into the next segment here. Keep the shit moving along. So we're gonna hit Mahlon's misery in 5. Mahlon's got 2 minutes to air out a grievance, and then we've got 3 minutes to respond. Or is it the other way around?
I got a lot of things to be really angry about, but what I'm going to talk about right now is what's really pissing me off. Is you see this purple hat with the goddamn W, right? So my Washington Huskies are undefeated at 10-0 right now. Yet we're number 5 in the country for the playoff committee, behind Florida State, behind Georgia, behind Ohio State, behind Michigan. Guess what? There's only one team that's undefeated that has 3 top 25 wins on their goddamn record, and that's my Huskies. Yet we're number 5. Florida State struggled against Clemson, for goddamn sake. It's already lost 4 games this year. They barely beat. Well, I mean, they did beat, but I mean, they're claiming that Miami is a rivalry game. Shut the fuck up. Florida State has not done anything outside of beating number 5 LSU week 1 in college football. Week 1, LSU was ranked number 5 preseason poll. They never should have been ranked in the top 10, much less being number 5. So Florida State is getting all that shine on that. We have beaten Utah. We have beaten Oregon. We have beaten USC. We're about to beat the number 11 team in Oregon State, and we're going to have to beat the number 16 in Oregon again just to stay undefeated. Nobody respects us. Meanwhile, while we are going to be playing the number 11 team in the country in Oregon State, the home of the Beavers. I'm sorry that that's a bad mascot, but it's just who the fuck they are. They're terrible. But meanwhile, while we are playing the number 11 team in the country, let's go ahead and talk about a couple other teams that are going to be playing people. Somebody is going to be playing somebody at the University of Chattanooga. Chattanooga, Tennessee. That's the 3rd biggest city in the goddamn state of Tennessee. Chattanooga. Nobody know who the fuck Chattanooga is, right? June. Who else? Tell me. Who else is another top 4 team playing this week? Who's Alabama playing?
Alabama is playing Chattanooga.
Who is Georgia playing?
They playing. Wait, who are they playing?
Tennessee.
They playing Tennessee. No, they playing Tennessee. They have to
7-0.
play them. Yeah.
Okay.
Florida
State. Who's Florida State playing?
Northern Alabama.
Northern Alabama. Bama, not Alabama University. Florida State sitting there at number 4 undefeated, barely beating Clemson that's already lost 4 games. Okay. They have not dominated anybody outside of the University of Montana, Florida State. Okay. They're playing Northern Alabama. Does anybody know what even conference Northern Alabama plays for? I don't. Who the fuck cares who Northern Alabama plays for in what conference? The simple fact of the matter is that my Washington Huskies deserve to be in the top 4 right now. We have 3 top 25 teams that we've beaten. Okay? Georgia is beaten 1. Ohio State beaten 1. Okay? Michigan is beaten 1. We have 3 top 25 wins. Fuck Florida State. Have 1 as well, but theirs is against LSU. So this college football committee, we cannot get the 12 teams fast enough. Everybody can lick my nuts. I don't give a shit. My Huskies deserve to be in the top 4, 100%. You guys let me know if you think I'm stupid, but I'm not, because Huskies should be there, and we're going to ride this out. We're going to get there anyways. Fuck the committee.
I agree, and I think FSU is fool's gold. I don't see anything happening in there. That's a big, big waste of a spot. That's my only thoughts there.
Yeah, I think FSU does not deserve to be in the top. Florida State does not belong in the top 4. I'm sorry.
You're terrible.
They just don't. I don't care. They haven't proven that they're a top 4 team, and the only reason why they're there because they're Florida State. That's the only reason why they're there.
The only top 25 win they have this entire year was week 1 against LSU. And LSU was ranked number 5 in a preseason poll.
Yeah.
Preseason poll.
Yeah.
They're now 7-5 and ranked 15th. Like, you've lost 3 games. You obviously should not have been number 5 in the country. I'm sorry, Mama. My mama is probably going to fashion a voodoo doll against me and start stabbing the shit out of me because she is an LSU fan, and I respect her for it. But LSU should not have been number 5 in the country when Florida State. My Huskies should be in the top 4 right now. Right now. Go Dogs. Michael Penix, Heisman winner. Nestor, I don't appreciate the look on your face. But that happened. You should.
I think the Huskies are trash. I think I'm just kidding. No, I
will.
I don't think that. I don't think that.
I will
I
give
think
you a week to go see a dentist.
I think FSU is trash. I don't think they belong there in the rankings, and I think that Chattanooga and Alabama game. I don't know what they were thinking.
But that is the most SEC thing that happens, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
These teams
They do it all the time.
are in the Southeast, and it's not just the SEC; it's the ACC too. These teams in the Southeast, they schedule these bum-ass teams.
Yeah.
At the end of the year before their rivalry game.
Right. Stat pad.
It's like a tune-up when most of the other college football teams are doing that in the beginning of the year.
Right.
The Big Ten, the Pac-12, even though the Pac-12 isn't going to be the Pac-12 anymore, they're not scheduling non-conference games at the end of November.
No.
By the time you hit October, it's all conference the rest of the way.
Right.
And the SEC, the way that they like to do all their little divisions because they're fucking cute and they think they're the best, they actually play less SEC opponents.
Right.
Then the Big Ten plays Big Ten opponents. The Pac-12 plays Pac-12 opponents, and the Big 12 plays Big 12 opponents. Like, they have more non-conference games than anybody else on the docket.
Yeah, they do. They do that, and
Oh,
they've been doing that forever, and they continue to be.
and
They're
I'll
getting
kiss my.
and it's BS. And I listen to a lot of SEC podcasts just to hear the BS that they speak, right? Especially since Texas is going into the SEC next year, so I listen
Woo!
to the podcast. And they all
Oh
talk
wait,
about
wait,
so
June. Who's your favorite college football team? Is it Texas?
yeah.
Oh, hook 'em. You and
And
Matthew
so,
McConaughey. Okay,
that's
you
right.
guys are hook 'em horns, right?
Yeah. And so what you hear is so they try to justify these games and they say, oh, these rivalries of these lesser teams go back to the 1940s and 50s, and they've always had a contract to play these teams, so they feel obligated they have to play these teams. That's and you get, I swear, if you go onto their podcast and you listen to them, that's how they justify these
And
teams playing these lesser teams. They always say, oh, it goes back to old time rivalries. Like, okay,
okay,
whatever.
so
I'm like,
so
whatever,
June,
okay.
June, June. I have one question for you.
Okay.
Paul Feinbaum, right?
Yeah.
Does he not look like somebody that would be a part of the Nazi party? Does he not? 100%. Like he is the what is the name of the guy that was the political leader of the Nazi party? It was Gorgon. It started with a G. What was his name? But he was Hitler's
Uh,
linchman,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that is
yeah.
that is Feinbaum when it comes to the SEC, man. Like
Yeah.
he is going to live or die the SEC no
Yeah.
matter what. And I was like, listen,
Yeah.
man, Feinbaum, like your grandparents probably gassed people. I'm
Oh
pretty
god.
sure that your family gassed people at Auschwitz. I'm pretty sure you're a Nazi. So he can be mad about it, but he looks like a Nazi. I think it's Goebbels. I think it was. I think he's a descendant of Goebbels. That was the media person for the Nazi Party back in World War II.
Yeah.
Goebbels, Goebbels,
Let's
something. That's who he is. Feinbaum. You little bitch. Your circle glasses. Just stop it. Just stop. The
let's
Huskies
move
should be
into
tough.
the L's of the week, shall we?
I love the L's of the week. These are great.
We've
Let's do
got
it.
3 L's to get through. If we can
Oh,
just keep it moving here. So we're starting off in Dallas, where the Cowboys just completely routed the Giants, 49-17. June, how happy were you with this easy breezy game?
Hey, you know what? It was so funny because during the week I was listening to some of the media broadcasts and they were saying this is a trap game for Dallas. And the Giants want to come out and make a statement. And Dable is this mastermind coach, and he's going to have this team motivated and ready to go. There was actually people saying that, and I was like, no, he's not. This team, this team doesn't want to play. They got beat 40 to nothing at home. Did you realize that at one point it was 68 to nothing? That that going into the third quarter, it was 68 to nothing. That's what the score was. If you go back to the last game, and I felt bad after a while for the Giants fans. But this is the kind of. But Dak needed to do this. The team needed to do this. They got to get that offense healthy. This is how you get an offense healthy: is you play a bad team and you just open up the playbook and say what works, what doesn't work. We got to see, and you get confidence in your team. So I felt so good. I felt good the last 3 weeks, even the loss to Philly, because what is the old saying? You learn more in the loss than you do in the win. So that is
Oh,
one of the things that you saw with the Cowboys. They did not let this to be a trap game. Jason Garrett years, this would have been a 3-point game. Wade Phillip years, this would have been a 3-point game.
Okay.
This is a brand
Man
new
is
team
right
with a
in
brand new attitude.
McCarthy's nut, man. Okay. I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. Now, first of all,
Oh gosh, here we go.
anybody that was going to say that this was a trap game, they are either the most pessimistic of Cowboys fans.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't say that.
Wait, no,
Other
no,
people
no,
in
hold
the
on.
media was
Oh,
saying that.
wait, hold on, June. What I'm saying
Okay.
is that if there were Cowboys fans out there saying that this was a trap game, first of all, I mean, don't have kids because you're already sleeping with your sister. Okay. If the national media is out there saying this is a trap game, here's the fucking idiot. Because there's no way that Danny DeVito or Tommy DeVito, whatever the fuck his name is, was going to beat this Dallas Cowboys team. And what really saddens me, Jalen, and what really saddens me, June, Nestor, I could say it saddens you too, but I think you're more sad about your hair because you're wearing a hat right now. Is that
I'm gonna let this go.
this Cowboys win and the way that Dak Prescott played all of a sudden has Cowboys fans chomping at the bit again that oh, we them boys. We beat the brakes off the Giants. So we them boys, we are America's team. We got this. You beat the Giants. Let's calm down.
It's our division rival. This is our division rival.
It is not a rival. The Giants have not been a rival for a lot of years, man.
Yeah,
they are not a rival.
At least 11 straight.
It's like the Yankees and the Cowboys, the Wild Wild West, and a bunch of people drinking tea. I get it. I understand what you guys are trying to do, but the Giants are not a rival to the Cowboys right now. So y'all beat the brakes off the Giants 2 times.
Yes.
Kudos. You're supposed to do it. Dak Prescott looked great in 2 games this year against the Giants. Kudos. He's supposed to fucking do it. But no, man, like this is how the Cowboys get the hopes up of their fan base every fucking year. Is that they get a good winning percentage, but they beat a bunch of broke-ass teams by a lot of points. They lose it. Like you already heard Junebug say, well, we lost to the Eagles, but we learned something from it. No, the fuck you didn't, man. You're not as good as the Eagles. Like, let's calm the fuck down, man.
We are as
So,
good as the Eagles.
In my opinion, both teams, the Cowboys and the Giants, they both deserve an L. Because they both did what they're supposed to do. The Cowboys were supposed to beat the brakes off the Giants, and they did that. And the Giants were supposed to get the brakes beaten off of them, and they did that. We didn't learn anything new. The Cowboys aren't any more dominant than what they were before. It's just what it is. It's the Giants.
You know what's funny? I like CeeDee Lamb. Like number 88.
I like CeeDee Lamb too.
He's top. He's up there for me. But I think he's hilarious because he's hilarious because he said, "I'm the top receiver. I'm the top receiver in the game, playing the Giants." But then he said, "If you don't believe so, watch next week. Next week they play the Panthers."
I mean, but is that not the most Cowboy thing ever? That you think you're the best at everything, but you ain't won shit since 1995. You ain't won nothing since 1995. But they think they're the greatest thing ever. That's the most Cowboys thing ever. Like Michael Irvin is out there wearing it.
My only is
only
that
one team has called us and passed us in Super Bowls since in those 27 years. Only one franchise, one out of 32 franchises, only one actually called us and passed us. One. So everybody
Okay,
keeps talking about.
no, June,
No,
June.
no, no.
Here's
Let me
where
ask you a
no,
question.
June,
No, let me ask you a
June.
question.
I hear what you're saying.
No, let me
I
ask
hear
you a
what
question.
you're saying.
How many years have the
When,
Seattle
no,
Seahawks been
no,
a professional football team?
June. Hold on, June, because we're talking about the
How
Patriots right
many?
now.
How
But
many
here's
years?
what I'm gonna tell you. Oh, well, I'll tell you how many Super Bowls my Seahawks have won since you
Thank you.
guys won one, which
No,
is
no.
one. We've won a Super
That's
Bowl
right.
in
That's
the
right.
last 30 years. You guys ain't won a
That's
Super
right.
Bowl in the last
That's
30
right.
years. Now, you
But how
said
many
there's
years did
only
it take
no.
you to
Hold
win a
on,
Super Bowl?
hold on.
That's the
You're gonna
key.
say that one franchise is there's only one franchise that's won more than the Dallas Cowboys, right? Since you won
Yeah.
your last one. That's what
No,
you're gonna say,
that's
right?
called us.
Okay.
That's called us and
Now,
passed us in Super
now,
Bowls.
hold on. Now, June, hold on. Let's
Okay.
not forget about the fact that the team that has won more Super Bowls than you since you last won one had not won a fucking Super Bowl before you won your last one.
But
Patriots
that's what I
were
said. I
0
just did that.
1. They were
I just
0
said that.
1, and now they've won 6.
They were 0-2, sir.
They were 0 1, and the
They were
Patriots.
0-2.
No, they were 0 2, and now they've won 6. The Patriots have won 6 goddamn
Yeah.
Super Bowls
Yeah.
before the Dallas Cowboys have made an NFC championship game.
Which
Not
is fine
even
with
the
us.
Super Bowl. The
Which is
NFC championship game, June.
But
The
only one
NFC
franchise
championship
can say
game.
that.
Y'all have not even the New England Patriots, which are the new America's team.
Which
America's
no, they're
team.
not.
I hate to say it.
They had Tom
but
Brady,
they are.
but
Okay,
that's it.
first of all,
Hey,
their
They had
name is
Tom
the
Brady.
Patriots. So let's calm down.
Oh,
Their
God.
name is the Patriots. They've won 6 Super Bowls, 6 of them, and you guys haven't even sniffed the NFC Championship game.
Which
So
is
yes,
can I just
Which
add
is true.
haven't
that
even sniffed it.
true.
Not even a scratch and sniff at the bottom of a fucking pool to drown a blonde. You
Now,
guys
let me ask you a
haven't
question.
done it. You're
Let me
not
ask you a
even
question,
close.
Malin. How many years has the Seattle Seahawks been a franchise?
45 years?
How many years did it take the Seattle Seahawks to win a Super Bowl? Okay,
Let's
so
go.
let's so
Okay.
let's so okay.
Do it.
So now
Let's go
27
ahead.
versus 35.
No, June.
Let's-
June, you want to go ahead? You want to go ahead and
So let's
open up this can?
So
June,
let's go.
we're gonna
How
open
many
up.
years
No,
did it
June,
take your
June,
franchise
June,
to win a Super Bowl?
we going
It
to
took
open
you
up this
how
can.
many
No,
years to
we're gonna
win
do it
one
right now.
Super
I'm
Bowl?
sorry, Jalen. This is gonna be a 1 o'clock show because June just
we're
opened it up.
we're skipping the
Because
last 2 L's,
Dallas
by the way.
Cowboys are just like the San Francisco 49ers.
Oh
They
God.
ain't won shit since free agency happened
Yes.
in the NFL. Okay? Not a goddamn thing. Back when in the 70s and the 80s, in the early 90s, when free agency wasn't a thing, yeah, you could keep all your players, you can win some chips. Okay. Now I
Right.
get it. My Seahawks. Okay, I get it. Just like the Bucks, they didn't win shit when they first came into the league. But now, if you want to talk the last 22 years, June.
No. No.
Hold
We
on.
have to talk.
Hold on.
You can't.
Hold on,
Y'all,
June.
see, the problem is.
hold on.
No, hold on. No, I'm gonna say this before you keep going.
June,
Go ahead.
June,
Go ahead.
not June. What year were you born? What year were you
73.
born, June?
73.
When?
73.
73.
Yes.
73. Okay, so how old were you when the Cowboys won their last Super Bowl?
22.
22. Well, you're like 88 years old now.
Shut up.
So what's happening is that you have
But you only
the
like
Cowboys
6 years younger than me.
that ain't won. The Cowboys ain't won shit in 30 years.
At 27.
Yet the Seahawks the lowly Seahawks that you want to claim, right? You want to say that my Seahawks are a lowly team in the NFL, right? We've been to 3 Super Bowls since y'all went to your last one.
Okay.
We've been to 3.
And how many Super Bowls do you have?
Wait, hold on. The Seahawks in 9 years had more double-digit wins in the 2010s since the Cowboys have had since 1995, sir. So yes, we've only won 1 Super Bowl, but we've been a hell of a lot more relevant than the Cowboys had with Tony Romo, with Dak Prescott.
We're always relevant, sir.
No, you're not. Y'all
We're always
had
relevant.
5 and 11 seasons. 3 straight 5 and 11 seasons in the early 2000s. Okay, y'all couldn't win shit with Tony Romo. Y'all ain't winning shit with Dak Prescott. I mean, even Zeke Elliott jumping into the Salvation Army Bowl, that wasn't happening. So no, the Seahawks have been the better team for the last 20 years than the Cowboys have.
But not the most popular. Y'all best player was Shaun Alexander. That was the best player y'all ever had.
No, sir. Russell Wilson was the best player we had. Cam Chancellor's better than Shaun Alexander. The only reason
is the best player y'all ever had.
The only reason why the Cowboys are relevant is because Mexico has illegal immigrants coming into this country. It's all fucking Cowboys fans. They're all Mexicans, and they're not even fucking citizens of the United States. All of them, man. They're all every goddamn Dallas Cowboys fan
the Miami Dolphins are more popular than the Seattle Seahawks.
Hey, don't bring us into it.
That's what they're doing, man. That's what Cowboys fans are doing.
Team franchise is more popular than the Seattle Seahawks.
Jerry Jones looks like the fucking Crypt Keeper right now. What are we talking about? The Cowboys ain't been shit since '95. Like, you're never going to win this argument with me, June. It's never going to happen. I got facts on my side.
What Super Bowl did y'all win?
I got more Hall of Famers since y'all won your last Super Bowl. I got more Super Bowl wins since you won your last Super Bowl. More Super Bowl appearances, more playoff appearances, more winning records, more division titles than the Cowboys because they're fucking garbage.
Where's Team Money when you need him?
My wife is about to get mad at me because I'm raising my voice trying to sleep. And she's about to come out here and yell at me. Because you're trying to talk about the Cowboys being relevant, but they're not relevant.
What are you talking about? The Cowboys
against the Giants
are the most relevant team in the NFL.
Division III football.
The Giants are the most relevant team in the NFL.
Folks,
we're the most relevant team in the NFL.
Oh, the Cowboys are relevant.
This is a first half.
Not only in America.
We want to thank you all for listening in on.
Sir, not happening. Out of your mind. Got facts. You got emotions and a bunch of
if you want to
illegal
find June,
side.
you can find his TikTok in the description below, the link to it. You can get all the Cowboys fans. You can find all the content there. But we're going to go to a break. Oh, we are not hitting those L's. We are going to go to a break.
We're going to a break now. I apologize.
Maylon's
I had a moment.
It's Maylon's fault.
I had a moment. Esther, if you don't take that fucking hat off, I swear to God,
we will be back
like a goddamn
in about
pedophile.
10 minutes.
Oh, God.
Hat off.
Hey. Yeah. Hey. On my way to the boat like
like I ain't just have on the coat when I landed. Outbranded, perched at the edge of the branches. They don't wanna talk mansions, mine look like a campus. And I'm all about my brothers like the niggas I'm sampling. I'll leave you red shirted like the twins from Kansas. Really living my dreams I used to have in my aunt's crib.
This is the first time the Heat have made the finals since LeBron left.
Jesus Christ.
True.
What the fuck?
Nobody wants to guess.
Is it Kyle Lowry?
Kyle Lowry's number
Do I get the point?
Yeah, I'll give you the point.
I guess two of them. Do I not get points for that shit too? Can I just make a complaint?
How many times have these two teams played each other in the regular season?
Once.
Is incorrect.
No.
Twice.
Twice.
You already guessed.
Shaq, what was your guess? 3. That is incorrect.
Twice.
2.
G-Money, any guesses?
I already said it.
We don't know if that's correct.
Well, I mean,
it is correct.
G-Money, try 5.
Why this man had the most amount of points to complain about?
How is it taking that fucking long?
You missed their first question because you answered too fast. Not thinking.
He's stupid.
That's pretty
First of all, this is the last time we're ever doing trivia. I don't give a damn what happens.
Hey, yeah. Trendsetter, band frame getter, with whatever. I buy diamonds when I'm under pressure. When I apply, shit don't ever let up. Yeah, look, I'm in the cut, the boy in the cut. Jump in the whip with a ceiling go up, we up. All of this grinding for what? It's funny when you niggas thought it was luck.
So who is that? All right, is Lance Spider Mitchell? You gotta put on the top. Oh, that's somebody good. Ooh, Steph Curry. Okay. Ooh, that feels bad. There's Darren Fox. Thank you.
Damn. Is that gonna fall the moment he gets it out?
Oh my god. How am I supposed to even turn this now?
By the way, the person who knocks it over, your lineup doesn't even count.
He took Zion. Listen, that's the best I can do, dude.
NBA. Jared Allen, you're coming home with me, friend.
Stack it.
Mr. IG Live himself.
Oh, the shooter.
Oh, Jesus.
That was hard in the Bulls' fault to get Zach LaVine.
Did you know AFR is also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts? Click the first link in the description below to listen to the most recent episode of the show.
If Miami can maintain their momentum and find a way to beat the Bucks in this series, you will be seeing us in the final. There's no question, ifs, ands, or buts about it, so be prepared to see us.
And the Miami Heat become the 6th in NBA history to win as an 8th seed in the first round.
Game wants his ring, and he's gonna get it. And he's like, "Fuck him." He's got to play lights out. He's gonna come out there and play lights out. Butler's gonna put the whole load on his shoulders, and I say he wins game 1. Great momentum. That's how you start a series.
All 3 of the previous series, they were the underdog. All 3 of those series, they won game 1. Denver's 9-0 at home in the playoffs. They take game 1. Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The Denver Nuggets win their 4th straight road game in these playoffs and regain home court advantage. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Denver Nuggets are 1 win away from their first ever NBA title. Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Murray falling away. Rebound, Brown banks it home. Bruce Brown puts the Nuggets back up by 1. Jimmy Butler on the drive, gets inside, stops. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And a foul. 2 clutch free throws from Contavious Caldwell Pope. It's over. At last, the long wait is over. After 47 years, the Denver Nuggets can finally call themselves NBA champions.
Yeah, still
with my new bitch, I still. Yep, in my white tee. Yeah, color pipe, Williams for the hype, please. Nigga, don't white you before you wipe me. My boxes of checks, not my Nikes. Cactus, not no iced tea. Got him bamboozled like a Spike Lee. You need more than Google just to find me. I just call a beta, get a hyphy.
Incredible, general.
I just got the label just to sign me. Me and Chase connected like we signed me.
So James Harden to the LA Trimmers, man. This one, listen, man. LA, that team is such a mess. I think the Sixers got better with the addition by subtraction type deal. I know they got a bag of bricks in return, but I think they're better off just because of the headache of him being there, Harden being there. But the Clippers, Kawhi, PG-13, James Harden, that sounds like three pieces that do not mix. Kawhi, always hurt, doesn't want to play anyway. Paul George, just always hurt. James Harden, after 6 months, he won't want to play anyway. So, I don't know. If we see all three of them on the court at the same time, it's going to be a shock to me. Kind of reminds me of like the Nets when they had Irving, Durant, and Harden. Just the West Coast version. Just, come on.
Justin Herbert may not be as good as advertised. So we have to take that in consideration. At some point, we have to say, is Justin Herbert a good quarterback? In the playoffs last year, you get a 27-point lead and you blow it. He can't win his division. He can't beat the Chiefs. He can't win his division. When are we going to start talking about him as just a mediocre quarterback? He's Brad Johnson 2.0. That's exactly what he is.
Going and filming other teams that they did not want to see in the college football playoff, and then giving that information to opposing teams in hopes that that team might lose. That happened last year with Tennessee versus South Carolina. South Carolina was a dog shit team last year. Tennessee was undefeated. All of a sudden, Tennessee plays South Carolina. They lose 63-28, I think it was, after losing their starting quarterback. But starting quarterback for South Carolina all of a sudden completed over 80% of his passes, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's crazy. It's also kind of wild that the entire South Carolina defense was wearing playbook pads on their arms. But there was a Michigan staffer that was on the sideline wearing Central Michigan sideline gear, walking up, rubbing shoulders with all of the coaches, and he's a Michigan staffer. This goes so far beyond just the normal thing.
Gotta slow it down, you ain't got no zoom. Big rock diamonds, yeah, I mean gold. Top of lemonade, pumping out them fumes. Heating up like last day in June. This is my good, that's my good. So you gotta get tail and punch my drugs. I chose your face, I pick out gold. The plan on this, I'm taking off soon. Case I don't do trap fly to the moon. Looking like who is he? Gunning on one, he move like me. Yeah, my phone's a moving fleet. So choppers like who is security?
Remember to follow the show on TikTok and Instagram at FA Sports. Now back to your favorite show on the internet with your hosts, Jaylon, Mahlon, Nestor, and G Money.
I was scared.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Welcome back to the second half of After Further Review, episode 162. G Money, what's up?
Jalen, always good to be on the show.
Glad to have you
Let's
back.
talk some sports, drink some bourbon, and have fun.
Yes, on that note, let's raise them on high for the second half. I've got some tequila tonight.
Shit. Hold on. God damn it. All right, what are you sipping on, G Money?
Just some basic old bottle and bonded Jack Daniels.
Just basic. That's not even on the market anymore. That's cool. What are you sipping on, Jalen? I did it for you.
Espolón. Reposado.
Okay. Tequila. Esther, you took the hat off.
Yeah, it was getting uncomfortable.
I'm jealous of your hair, though. Like,
Luscious.
You guys ain't got barbers?
I got a lot going on. Yeah, I gotta get a haircut quick.
That is thick as shit. You got a rainforest on top of your head right now.
Well, I'm in a rainforest.
You're in Sarasota. There ain't no rainforest in Sarasota.
Yeah, there is.
There is not a rain. Fuck up.
There's a zoo. There's a zoo there, right?
I mean,
yeah.
Holy shit!
Fucked
him up.
Hey, did the Celtics win? I think we won.
Yeah,
Did
we
win?
sure did. We got our revenge on Philly.
Yeah.
Without Jaylen Brown or
Porzingis.
Porzingis, and when I say Jaylen Brown, I'm not talking about the man, the myth, the legend right now. I'm talking about the guy that shares the same name with him that we also consider Gotham City because of his mask last year. But so we won.
Yes, that was a good because Embiid was still out there. They still had their full roster, but
It was out there. I gotta say, man, that 76ers team. They are who's the what's his name outside of Embiid? It starts with M.
Maxey.
yeah.
Maxey.
Dude, he's balling.
Yeah.
He can play. He can play. And
that's
since
what
Harden is
happens
gone,
when you get rid of Harden, who just
Right.
gets the ball and nobody gets it back. I mean,
Well, that's what happens when you're not wearing a fat suit when you're supposed to be the number 2 player on the team. But all the Clippers have done is lose since they got Harden. So let's go ahead and segue into our community comments.
Right. Let's get into this week's community comments, which is starting off with a take from last week when Mahlon was criticizing the America's Team title on the Cowboys. And people, there was some
100%
mixed
100%
reactions here. Let me start with June saying boo. Of course. Joe F says it just is always. Troy Sheets said they got the name after the Ice Bowl and kept it because they're the most watched franchise every year.
That's not true.
Yep. Tater says you do know that the Patriots and the Cowboys are the most consistent teams. The Meta says they got the name because of the most popular team and got the name in the Roger era.
Oh, that's not how they got the name.
A couple people agreed with you, to saying true. Somebody else says Cowboys are a fucking joke. Gilbert says dick riding crazy.
His name is Dick Riding Crazy.
No, his name was Gilbert.
Or maybe
Dick riding
her
crazy
name.
was his comment.
Okay. So, do people need to be educated on how the Cowboys even became America's team?
yes, they do.
So, Gary, I know you know this, but it was in the 70s, back when the NFL films would create these montages of, snippets of games, right? And I forget the guy's name, Gary. I don't remember his name. remember his name.
I should know it.
I don't remember his
I
name.
don't, but I should.
If you listen to any NFL film from the 70s and 80s, there is one voice, and it is the man from the tundra. This is how we played the football 3 yards in a cloud of dust. They happened to make a montage of the Cowboys, and he happened to call them America's team. I think it was back in 1976. So it was an NFL Films video that no one that even liked the Cowboys. It was just a moniker, something that somebody said. But they haven't really lived up to it in the last 30 years, have they? Bunch of fucking losers.
No, they haven't. No.
Bunch of
I mean,
losers.
I mean, they haven't gotten past the divisional round of the playoffs.
Since 1995.
Yeah, 95. Last time they won the Super Bowl.
When were you born, Nestor? Nestor, when were you born?
93.
93.
So you were 2 years old.
You were
close to
2
being
years
two.
old the last time the Cowboys were relevant.
Damn.
Jalen, when were you born?
I was born in 94.
You were 1 year old the last time that the Cowboys were relevant. You have never seen the Cowboys do shit in their entire existence.
Nope.
Ever.
On YouTube, somebody said Cowboys have been Mexico's team for decades. Clearly, if a team is to be called America's team, it should be the Patriots. That being said, Brady and Belichick are proven cheaters and should be asterisks in the record books.
Wait a minute. Okay.
That took a turn.
No,
I mean,
you're gonna make now. This is what pisses me off with this person. Now, I agree with him that Mexicans are most Dallas Cowboy fans, so you cannot be America's team when most of your fan base is still wearing denim jean shorts. Okay. If you're wearing denim jean shorts, you're not an American. All right? That's happening.
That's hurtful. That's hurtful.
Second, you don't wear denim jean shorts.
You don't know what I'm wearing right now.
I know. Well, I know you go commando a lot of time, and you G Money trumpets the birthday suit more than anybody else in America. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the Patriots. Spygate. That's nothing. Everybody's doing it, right? And Deflategate. You're talking to two Seahawks fans, G Money and myself. Deflategate was the dumbest goddamn thing that ever happened, and Tom Brady never should have been suspended for it. Because
I agree.
You're talking about temperatures and PSI in a football. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, move to Mexico and drink their water. It's marginally better than Flint, Michigan. But I hope you still die because you're an idiot.
All right. Let's move on to the next video here, which was, will the Bills make the playoffs? And on TikTok, there's one comment I'm going to save to the end, but Mark says Chiefs, Jags, Dolphins, and two and three teams from the AFC North. Houston may be a wild card. That's interesting sense.
Now, I don't respect that person because he said that the Jaguars are going to win the division. The Jaguars are not going to win the division. Houston's going to win the division.
Joe,
He's an idiot.
Joe from State Farm says, I'm in Buffalo and I hate them. I love watching them lose, and the Cowboys are so much better.
What the fuck?
Joe has a Mexican wife.
I mean.
No,
I'm
Joe
confused
has a
by that.
Canadian.
I mean,
Joe has a Canadian wife,
By way of Mexico.
and they're eating like
they're eating quiche.
probably.
They're eating quiche, and he's actually a Montreal Alouette fan.
What is his name again?
Joe from State Farm.
It's
Joe from State
Joel.
Farm. First of all, don't try to include yourself in one of the greatest commercial enterprises that is State Farm. Okay? You don't get to do that. Second of all, you probably married somebody from Canada, which means that yes, you eat a lot of syrup, so you're probably fucking fat. You love moose meat. You like people wearing red coats, but nobody gives a shit about Canada. Nobody cares about you. Nobody's going to invade you. Nobody wants you. Like, if you died, nobody would give a shit if Canada was wiped off the face of the fucking earth. Nobody would do it. So, okay, continue.
Let's
is that it?
The other one I was trying to mention. So this is funny because it's just a back and forth. John Groves 900, who I'm pretty sure he's replied to a few other videos. So shout out to John. He says Cowboys only make the playoffs. Mind you, this is a Bills video. Cowboys only make the playoffs because NFC stinks. Dallas first to get knocked out. Both Bills and Dallas trash. Laugh my ass off. Our very own June replied to him and said, "What the hell do the Cowboys have to do with this clown? You haters get dumber by the day." John then says, "Not hating, speaking facts, bro. Cowboys would be worse than the Bills if they were in the AFC." And then
Okay, I need you to repeat this. I need you to say it all again. Repeat it.
Okay.
I think
we're talking about. No, hold on. I want him to say it again.
from the top.
Because I respond.
Again, the video was about the Bills. Are they going to make the playoffs or not? And John answered with, "Cowboys only make the playoffs because NFC stinks. Dallas is the first to get knocked out. Both Bills and Dallas trash." So June replied and said, "What do the Cowboys have to do with this? Haters get dumber by the day." And then John says, "Not hating, speaking facts. The Cowboys would be worse than the Bills if they were in the AFC." And then June said, "Again, you bringing the Cowboys into the conversation because you're a hater. Idiots like you can't keep the D out their mouth." And that was that.
Damn. Okay. Oh. No. Help a thing. What? Do we know who his team is?
No. I don't
well,
think so.
we know it's not the Bills or the Cowboys.
Right.
Not the Bills or the Cowboys. Somebody lost some money back in 92 and 93 when the Cowboys and Bills played each other in the Super Bowl. Somebody's upset. Now, I will say this. He does bring up a good point. Would the Cowboys be relevant in the AFC? I say no. No, they're not.
In the AFC? Yeah,
No.
because their defense.
The whole AFC North has a winning record, the same record as the Cowboys. The
Yes,
AFC
but if they were in
North-
the AFC, it would be different. If they were in the AFC North, they would beat Pittsburgh. Their defense is 10 times better. Their defense is better than.
No, G-Money.
Yes, it is.
stop it.
Look at the
Take-
stats, dumbass. You're a fucking dumbass. Look at the stats. Look at the fucking
Take the
stats.
Jack in the Box.
Look, you're an idiot. Take the fucking W off your head, put it upside down, and put an L there.
Everything that we're hearing, that is not true. It's not true.
My God, do you know it about football?
it's
Do you
not.
watch the game? Or do you
I
just watch
all of
fucking
the
Sports Center?
games.
Get off
The
of Sports Center, my
Cowboys-
friend. Watch the games.
The
Watch the
Cowboys
games.
the Cowboys would be in the AFC East, right?
If they were in the AFC East,
they would still be behind the Dolphins. And there's enough teams in the AFC that there's only one team coming out of the AFC East this year. There's only one.
if they were in the AFC East with their defense,
it would not be better than the Dolphins. It would not.
Yes, they would, because the
defensively,
Dolphins
yeah.
can't beat a winning team.
They would not.
What did the Dolphins beat Kansas City? And Kansas City doesn't have a good defense, and all they had was Kelsey. I mean, let's be real.
The Cowboys have is against the Giants. Against the Giants.
They want to be better than the Patriots.
Biggest wins are against the Giants. The Cowboys would be in the AFC East, and they would be behind the Dolphins. And at the end of the day, you have way more teams in the AFC that have the same record as the Cowboys.
But they wouldn't have the same record as the Cowboys because the Cowboys would be in the AFC. So that is, you can't look at the records right now and say, well, if you look at the teams and look at where they would be, and you look at their defenses, because their defense is better than anybody in the AFC East. Their defense is better than anybody's in the AFC East.
They beat up on bad teams and they lose to good teams. The AFC has more good teams than the NFC. The Cowboys would not be the Cowboys in the AFC. It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen. Dak's two best games this year are against the Giants, for God's sakes. The Giants.
And Tua's games weren't so good against Kansas City or, you know, let's be realistic. They haven't won against winning teams. They have not won against a winning team. Against a winning team, and they lose.
If we're going to talk about Tua,
You don't have to.
Tua is number 2 in the NFL in passing yards. Want to know who's number 1? Sam Howell. I don't know how the fuck that happens. But everybody
because
behind
they
him
throw the ball more than anybody else.
So
they throw the ball.
Dak Prescott is not even in the conversation of a better quarterback than Tua right now. Tua has better stats than Dak. And I'm so goddamn mad that I'm defending the fucking Dolphins right now. Nestor, I don't even know why you're not even talking with that full fucking head of hair. You got G Money and I, bald-headed ass people, arguing against each other. You fucking talking. But if the Cowboys were in the AFC, they would not even be in the top 3 of their fucking division, probably.
Look at this. So the Dolphins lose to Kansas City, they lose to Philadelphia, they lose to Buffalo, who we all know is a shit team and has no defense.
Why are we
Have
talking
no
about Miami?
offense unless they're playing bullshit teams.
And
unless
the Dolphins
are playing garbage
can't
teams.
play against a team that has a defense.
Unless the Cowboys are playing garbage teams, they have no fucking offense. Yes, they have a good defense. But that offense is mediocre as shit. We want to talk about Tony Pollard? Pollard being the number 1 running back for the fucking Cowboys? Pollard wouldn't even be the 3rd string running back of the Dolphins, and A-Chain is on the IR right now. He would be behind A-Chain. He'd be behind A-Chain if he was on the fucking Dolphins right now. Like, the Cowboys' offense is bullshit. It's
All right.
Dak Prescott throwing up a prayer and CeeDee Lamb catching shit, and CeeDee Lamb somehow thinking that he is the best wide receiver in the NFL, which is a fucking joke. I can't believe that I have to keep talking about the goddamn Cowboys this much.
Let's move on, please.
That's hurtful.
Let's get into the ride or die in 5, shall we? I didn't think we'd make it this far. This is where we give you 5 of the best bets to make in sports this weekend.
I've been doing bad lately.
It's been kind of a weird year for all of us.
No, I've been 2-3 for 3 straight weeks. It's not good.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Overall records, Mahlon is 204 and 145. He's plus 59. I am 218 and 174. I'm plus 44. Nestor, 101 and 81, plus 20. He crossed the 100 mark. Props to Nestor, over 100 wins.
There you go, from
And
Sarasota.
G Money, 123 and 107. He is plus 15. Yeah, let's start off with tomorrow night's.
Well, hold on. I would just like to say that before this year started, I was 22 games better than you, Jalen. And we're halfway through the NFL season, and all of a sudden I'm only like 14 to 15 games better. It's been a rough year for me.
That's a bad losing streak. But then, you know,
It is not
really,
been good,
this has
man.
been
I've been 2-3, and
a
he's
strange
been
NFL
3-2
season.
too many times. If you are trying to pay your rent based on this NFL season,
Jesus,
then you're getting evicted because this NFL year is just fucking bananas. So let's go ahead and go into the ride or die in 5.
Right.
I'm fucking.
We've got some very big games coming up this weekend, so we're starting off with one of them tomorrow. The Bengals and the Ravens in Baltimore. The Ravens are 3.5-point favorites. Nestor, we are going to start with you, and then we're going to go G Money, Mahlon, and then myself. So Nestor, start us off.
Regardless of the fact that the Bengals might feel like they have to win this game, I don't know. I just feel like Baltimore is way better. It's a Thursday game, yeah, but I feel like the Ravens will have a better defense than what they showed us in that last game, and Bengals don't have Higgins. And as much as Burrow's playing good, and Chase is balling out, Chase can only do so much. So if the Ravens are one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now, they have to cover this 3.5. So give me the Ravens.
G Money.
So, looking at the numbers, since he's 4-1 the last 5 games against the spread, Baltimore's 3-2. And I look at this and I notice that Baltimore, there's questions whether or not the whole left side of the offensive line for Baltimore will start. They've got injuries. In the Cleveland game, they got a lot of injuries to their backups on defense, which is going to mess up with their rotation. I mean, you saw that in the Cleveland game when Baltimore was up in the third quarter and then landed up losing that game. I'm going to take Cincy. I'm going to take Cincy and the points.
Mahlon.
I still think that Baltimore is a little bit of fool's gold. Gotta be honest. They beat the shit out of my Seahawks, but as G Money can contest, Geno Smith and that offense has not been playing great. You barely beat the fucking Washington, whatever the fuck they want to call themselves this week or last week. We had to have a walk-off field goal against them. So yeah, they've run the table against some bad teams. But now you're going up against Cincy, and I know that Higgins isn't going to be there, but you still got Jamar Chase. You still got Mixon. You still got Burrow. I think Cincy covers these points. And Baltimore kind of showed their ass last week, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. I did.
I mean, that was not a good showing. From Baltimore. So I'm taking Cincy.
I am going to take the Ravens to cover here. Both teams coming off a loss. Both losing kind of unexpectedly, but I'm going to put my money where my mouth is when I said earlier this year that I think that the Ravens are the best team in the NFL and that they're going to have a very good year. I'm going to stick with that. This is going to be a great game. These division games are always just really tough games as they are, especially in this division. But at home, with T. Higgins missing from the Bengals and also what's his name, the D lineman in Cincinnati, he's out as well. I'm gonna roll with the Ravens to cover here, and fingers crossed, because the ride or die at 5 has been rough this year. So we'll see what happens. Let's move on to Sunday at 1:00 with the Cardinals and the Texans. Texans are 4.5-point favorites. G Money, you can start us off.
Okay, so once again, playing the numbers. So Arizona right now is 2-3 against the spread in the last 5 games. Houston is 3-2, but they're 1-2 at home as the favorite. And they didn't cover against Tampa, and they didn't cover against Carolina. And we all know how bad Carolina is. Kyle Murray's back. I'm going to take Arizona. I'll take Arizona and the points. It pains me, but in a way, I want to see Arizona win because then that means they don't get a higher draft pick and they don't kick Kyler Murray to the curb and draft Caleb Williams.
Amen.
So, yeah, just straight numbers-wise, the fact that Houston at home and as the favorite is 1-2 against the spread, and the teams they didn't cover against were Tampa and Carolina. I think Arizona's definitely better than Carolina with Kyler Murray at quarterback, and I think they're better than Tampa with Murray at quarterback. So I'm going to take Arizona plus the points.
Go ahead, Mahlon.
Yeah. I'm checking Arizona into points. I do think that Texas is doing a lot, but I agree with you, Money. With Kyler Murray being back, even though I think he's going to be a little bit distracted with Call of Duty coming out, I still think they're going to cover the 3.5 points. So I'm taking Arizona.
I'm going to take Houston to cover for 2 main reasons. One, what we were talking about earlier. I think Houston's legit. They really are the better team. And 2, like you just said, Mahlon, new Call of Duty just came out. Kyler Murray is feeling good. I think he's going to be distracted. CJ Stroud probably plays some Call of Duty, but he's not as good as Kyler Murray is in Call of Duty. So he's got a game this Sunday. Nestor.
I think Kyler Murray will be playing a lot of Call of Duty. Pretty sure he has Nicki Minaj unlocked and he's racking up that kill to death ratio. But aside from all that, he will have a good game. Give me Arizona in the points. CJ Stroud and Texans will win, but they won't cover.
All right. Let's move into another 1:00 game on Sunday. Steelers and the Browns in Cleveland. The Browns 4-point favorites. Mahlon, what do you like here?
I'm taking Pittsburgh. I think that they've been playing better as of late. You got a lot of issues at the quarterback position. With Cleveland, I think Walker is starting now. Is he not? Not Walker.
Robinson, right?
Robinson. Yeah.
Robinson. Well, all I know is that Cleveland wishes they still had Dobbs.
Right.
But they don't. And Cleveland's been playing well, especially to run the game. So I'm gonna. It pains me to say it. I don't ever like to take Pittsburgh, but I'm taking Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Jack, I hope you're listening, so you know I love you.
I'm also gonna have to take Pittsburgh. I don't want to. I really just feel like I have to. If you're gonna give me 4 points with the Steelers, I'm curious to see. I'm about to check right now if the line is still the same because I may have made this before the Deshaun Watson. Yeah, now it's only 1.5 to the Steelers. So
Yeah, see if you had taken it like yesterday or something with those 4 points or Tuesday, you'd be sitting pretty.
Yeah, because when I made this, it was either Monday evening or Tuesday morning, but it was before the Deshaun news came out. So, yeah, but if we're still going with 4 points, which we are, I will gladly take the Steelers +4. Nestor?
I feel like the Browns have a good running game with Ford and Kareem Hunt. I think Amari Cooper will be good regardless of whether it's Robinson or PJ Walker. They're gonna ball out. So give me the Steelers and the points on this one. I think their defense is great.
I knew it.
And besides, can you make it
it
being trash or not? Yeah, they will cover. They're winning some ugly games, so they're due for a big loss. I think the Steelers are due for a little bit of a humbling, but it won't be this game.
Go ahead, G-Money.
Once again, we played the numbers right. So Pittsburgh in the last 5 games is 4-1 against the spread. Cleveland's 3-1-1. However, when you take Deshaun Watson out of the equation, as far as quarterback completions, the other 2 quarterbacks are hitting about 48% of their passes. I agree with Nestor that Cleveland's going to run the ball. They're going to want to run the ball as much as they can. I believe in the Pittsburgh defense. Their offense isn't good, and they need to get rid of Matt Canada and hire a true offensive coordinator. That'll probably happen at the end of the season, but their defense is solid. And give me Pittsburgh, give me the points.
All right. Next game, 4:30 on Sunday. We have the Seahawks at the Rams. Seahawks 1-point favorites on the road. I will make this quick. I'm going to take the Seahawks to cover that 1 point. They got kind of pounced on that first week of the season when they played, the first go round. Second time around, I'm going to trust that it was kind of like a fool me once type deal, but they're not getting fooled twice here. So just 1 point on the road. Anytime, the road team is favored to win, it's already kind of a red flag. So I will take that. Give me the Seahawks to cover that point. And Nestor.
I think Stafford's going to come back with big energy, and it's not going to matter because Seahawks are going to win. Give me Seattle and the points. I think the line's kind of like disrespectful, but whatever.
G-Money.
Yeah, both teams are pretty terrible against the spread in the last 5 games. Seattle's 1-4. The Rams are 1-3-1. But when we made our predictions before the season started, I think I had us beating the Rams the first game and losing the second game because that's how we play. When we play the division, the Rams are our nemesis at times. But in the first game, we didn't have Witherspoon or Adams playing. We have them both playing this game. think that's going to be the difference. Our defense will be the difference. Offensively, I don't think Lucas will be starting. They're talking about he's practicing, but I don't think he's going to start at right tackle. I think it'll be next week against the 49ers that he starts. So they'll probably hold him out. They'll probably have the 106-year-old, was it Peters playing tackle? But I defensively, we will shut down fucking Pokemon and fucking Tutu Amani. I mean, in Cooper Cup, I don't, as the Rams, I don't understand how the Rams, when you have Nakua and you have Tutu and you have Cooper Cup, how you can't incorporate all three of them in your passing game. They don't, and they should. And they're not going to this game either. They're going to probably rely more on Cooper Cup, and with Witherspoon covering the crossing routes there, he's not going to have 120 yards pass receiving. He's not, and I haven't seen them use Tutu or Nakua on the ends. Coming, running like slant routes or running like 25 ends, anything like that. I haven't seen them really do that. And I haven't seen Matthew Stafford, who's going to be starting, hitting them. He's been hitting Cooper Kupp a whole hell of a lot. And when we take that away from him, he may be one of the smartest quarterbacks in the NFL. But with his banged up thumb and noodle arm, I don't see him hitting anybody deep. So give me the Hawks, minus the one measly point.
Go ahead, Mahlon.
Yeah, I have the Seahawks because we were winning the game going into halftime, and the last time we played them, and then we lost both of our left and right starting tackles. They ended up beating the shit out of us, but the offensive line has been better, not great, and it's not that Gino makes a ton of great decisions as of late, but you still got Walker and Charbonnet as running backs. Lockett is only 3 catches and 27 yards away from being the number 2 wide receiver in Seahawks history. That's pretty impressive. And I don't think that the Rams offense is that great. So if I think the Seahawks are going to win, you got to take the 1 point. So I'm going to take the Seahawks in the 1 point.
All right. Last game, big one on Monday night. A Super Bowl rematch where the Chiefs are 3-point favorites at home. Nestor, what do you like here?
I don't know if it matters in this, but Philly has covered in their last 4 primetime games. I just think outside of Kansas City, outside of Travis Kelce, Kansas City really doesn't have anything else going on. Maybe Pacheco, but I feel like Kansas City has won some games that they weren't supposed to, or some teams just really didn't play well. So I think they're due for an L. I just hate that it's here. I hate it, but I'm gonna go with Philly.
G Money.
Yeah, I mean, once again, running the numbers, the last 5 games, Philly is 3-1-1 against the spread. Kansas City's 4-1 against the spread, and overall this season, Kansas City's 3-1 at home against the spread, but yet Philly's 4-1 away against the spread. It's like it's crazy. So when you try to pick this game, you're looking at it, you go like, wow, okay. I want to go with Nestor as far as without Kelsey, who do they have? But then they beat Miami and Germany with receivers. I don't even know who the fuck they are.
We fumbled a snap. That's probably why.
Yeah, that too. That didn't help you any.
Never didn't.
But I tend to think that Philly wants to prove that they should have won the Super Bowl, and it was because of the turf. And so they're going to come out and they're going to play a lot harder. And I think Philly's defense is a little better than Kansas City's. And I still believe that Philly has more weapons on offense than Kansas City does. So give me Philly minus the 3.
Mahlon?
Yeah. Agree with everything G Money said. I'm taking Philly on this one. I just think they're finding ways to win when they shouldn't win. And Kansas City is hanging on, just like Golden State is hanging on to who they were. I kind of feel like Kansas City is doing the same thing right now. So I'm gonna take Philly.
I'm going to be the sole person to take the Chiefs to cover those 3 points. I kind of made it a point to not pick against the Chiefs at all this year. I made the mistake of picking against them in that Germany game. I will not do that again for the rest of the year. Give me the Chiefs to cover. By hook or by crook, they will get the job done. This will be a great game, but I'm hoping they can win this by like 6 or something like that. So there's that. In other news, the Kings are just beating up on the Lakers right now, and Anthony Davis has 2 points with 24 minutes of play. 4 points with 24 minutes of play.
You watching that? I'm watching Cleveland beat up on Portland. I was watching the Kraken until they lost, and that just frustrated me. I mean, they were 3-1 with like 6 minutes left to go in the third, and then they landed up giving up a goal, going 3-2, and then with like a minute and a half left, Edmonton pulled their goalie, put another skater on. They scored, tied up at 3, and then of course going to overtime. It's 4-on-4, and we suck. And Edmonton scored and won the game. I'm like, you guys suck. You guys truly, truly suck.
And who thinks we don't talk about hockey? There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it saddens me because we should have been better. Anyway, we'll be talking basketball again. I mean, really talking basketball. Quickly before we go, and what do you all think about the tournament that the NBA is doing? That early season tournament, basically. I mean, does it get you excited?
I am optimistic for it. I don't know how it's actually going to turn out, but I like that they're trying something new. We'll see how it goes. To me, it just comes down to how seriously the players are going to take it, but I'm optimistic.
All right. I mean, stupid. I like it.
Love the paint.
No, you don't. Shut up.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's crazy. That whole paint scheme is like. I look at it like, why? Why do we do that? What's
really have to make it
the reasoning behind it? And it's because they want the fans to know they're watching on TV that it's a tournament game.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. And I know the NBA commissioner said, he's not concerned with viewership right now because this is a long-term deal. So this is not going to go away after this season. The only good things I can say about it is that at least this year, the playoffs and the semifinals and finals are going to be in Vegas. So, I've got nothing to do in December. The Pac-12 championship, and then stay another week and catch some basketball. I mean, because you got nothing else going on. I mean, it's almost. I mean, Vegas is becoming the sports capital of the world, really. With Super Bowl going on, they've got the NCAA division of playoffs going on there in the spring. I mean, there's a lot of things going on there that really want to get people to go to Vegas, spend a week, spend all their money, lose their money, go to a game, and then talk about it for the rest of the year. Hey, this is what we did. This is where we stayed. We had so much fun. Oh, by the way, we also lost like $5,000 gambling, and it cost us another $3,000 to be there. But we had a good time. But yeah, I don't know. I think it will be. I think in the end, and we're talking maybe 3-4 years down the road, the players and everything will buy into it. I think right now it's new, and they're like, I don't know, what am I going to get out of this? They got to make it so you get something out of it, the players anyway. The fans, we're going to watch the NBA anyway. This tournament doesn't really make us watch it because we're watching anyway. But maybe the fans or maybe the people that aren't watching it, maybe they'll tune in, a year from now and go, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how this, the pilot year goes. But anyway, folks, I want to thank you all for watching and listening. We'll be back next week for 163, where we will let you know what we're thankful for in the world of sports. It's always a fun episode. Besides that, we'll talk to you all next week. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram at AFR Sports. And until then, we will see you all next week. Peace.
Peace out, guys.